In April 2013, Wollondilly Shire Council hosted a community forum on coal seam gas in Wollondilly. The forum objectives were to provide a venue for the exchange of information and views regarding the coal seam gas industry, inform the community of past and future plans for CSG in Wollondilly Shire, and to provide an opportunity for Council to engage with the community on the CSG industry in Wollondilly Shire. The community hall was packed to capacity to hear local dignitaries, council, guest speakers and residents share their experience and concerns.
Look, I'm here to side with you here tonight and say I agree, more can be done and more must be done in this area.
Is a fact, it's not an opinion. These are bores down at Tamor where there's longwall mining, not CSG, but depressurisation. And I could take you to any one of 10 people down there, and I'll just take you to one. He's Eric from Cyprus. His little bore's just this little tiddly thing in his backyard. It produced 3 litres a second, and it sustained Eric from Cyprus's production of tomatoes and aubergines and stuff that he sold to the Sydney market. One day, it just disappeared. And Eric from Cyprus has no water coming out of that bore anymore when the longwall mining passed through underneath him. So it's a reality that you can, and you don't have to, but you can impact on groundwater systems. So whilst I may have reservations about using the chemistry to separate the upper and the lower aquifers, I can only conclude from the analysis of this particular geological environment that if I were to pick an environment in New South Wales from which to extract CSG, I'd pick this one.
At this point in time, we're not doing any activity. We'll wait to see what the new rules are and what we have to be able to do, and then determine where it is we can expand. Now, the coal itself and the permeability and ability for gas has to be the right coal. We just can't go anywhere because we've got an exploration title and drill, inspect the gas, get gas out of the ground. So that's very important.
Water quality is important to understand whether these water systems are going to mix. Water volumes are particularly important though, and we use that as one of our primary measures in the Camden field, simply because we know as a well gets into its mature phase that the water volumes drop off, and if they don't drop off to virtually nothing, we know that there is more water, there's a more permeable formation nearby. So tracking water volumes is particularly important, and I'll talk a little bit about isotopes.
A GOF is effectively what is left when the coal is removed from a coal seam. Now, it may be longwall mining where there's roof collapse and so forth, or it may be older methods or different methods where tunnels and roadways are still largely in place. Doesn't matter, the gas will seep into the voids or the cracks in the relaxed strata and holds that gas there almost in a tank to be readily extracted. To show you the extent of mining that's over in the Illawarra, they're massive. If you can see that 5 kilometre mark there, these voids or mined out areas are huge. As they move from an older section of a mine into a new section, they seal them off and they become a sealed tank largely, although nothing in nature is fully sealed. So there are all these compartments containing very large amounts of gas down the Illawarra. Over here in the Burragarang, the same thing. I don't think there are any operating mines over here now at the moment, but there are certainly some very large voids and GOFs there. They are a primary target of our projects.
Even as a layman, you would have to wonder. They drill down vertically through freshwater and groundwater aquifers, and then horizontally to the coal seam. They inject under extreme pressure very large quantities of water, sand, sometimes chemicals, into the coal seam, causing it to fracture, in order to extract a toxic brine, which includes chemicals, allowing the release of the gas. They then have to transport that gas and toxic waste somewhere. These wells can leak, both into the aquifers and into the surrounding air. Concrete, which seals them, does crack. Somebody once said to me, there really is only 2 types of concrete. Concrete that is cracked, and concrete that's going to crack. That is in essence what they said.
Questions from the floor were invited after each speaker, as well as written questions being discussed by the panel.
Do you support the concept of a Royal Commission for those of us with concerns?
The fact that you can't give us that information from Australia because the studies are not being done My question's on the wells. When they close the wells down, do they continue to leak?
So I just want to say to you that we're aware that it's only because of what we're doing that is making you and the government make any changes here.
The government are giving us somebody to do some research and give us some information. Community have to have full faith in that information. So, yes, we've got an independent person, but maybe we need something more than that. Maybe it does need to be a Royal Commission, I don't know, but it has to be something that our community know and believe, just to take away the worries and the concerns they have. We have a beautiful area of Wollondilly and we call home, and it's absolutely precious. It's precious to us and it's precious to the whole of Sydney. Because as you know, we have the water, we have a lot of the food supplies, and we have tourism opportunities. So we are the guardians of that.